Well, we've just been sat at our table for Mama's Fish House, and because the staff, they all recognise the strength of our website, of our YouTube channel. No, I'm joking. Total joke. But anyway, as you can see, we're right next to, there is no glass, right? That was one thing I was curious about. Couldn't actually tell that from a distance, but there is no glass, which is great. So this is the view that we have from our table. Of course, not every table is going to have this view. I mean, to be honest, you can't even see the beach from here, really. You can't see any turtles or anything like that. But anyway, that's the view from the table that we are sitting on.
Here's our amuse bouche, kula, tomato, and ginger. And we just went to Kula yesterday at Mama's Fish House. Here's our view. And here's my...
And follow the link below for a bit more about this restaurant.
Cheers. Okay, here's our kanpachi sashimi. These are often farmed. There's a kukui nut salt that's brown, the kiabe salt, ponzu sauce. This is ahi. It looks like maguro, but I think it's even leaner than that. Here's our homemade bread with butter. This is a kanpachi collar with ponzu sauce, lomi lomi salmon, and poi. You want to say something, Annie?
Yeah, for more information about our trip to Mama's Fish House, just follow the link below.
Bye. These are the starters.
Okay, honey, so give us your verdict.
Hi, subscribers. So we're at Mama's Fish House, and these are the pupus. Pupus is Hawaiian for appetizers. So these are our appetizers. They were both off the menu. This is kanpachi, sashimi, and ahi, sashimi. Ahi is tuna. Kanpachi is also known as amberjack. This is usually farmed, and this is caught in the wild. Our server today told us that some people literally catch fish the day, like in the morning, come to Mama's Fish House and sell it to the restaurant. And kanpachi is also what we have here. It's called kanpachi kama. It's the most tender part of the fish. It's actually the collarbone. And there's lomi lomi salmon, a ponzu sauce, and poi. And as our final appetizer, complimentary to the restaurant, compliments of the restaurant, is their homemade bread with butter. All right. So Honey's having kama, K-A-M-A. This is the collarbone of the fish, and this was the fish, the kanpachi. So kama is like using all the parts of the fish. So you might know it as collar, right? So hamachi collar, tuna collar, salmon collar. There's bones, so you have to pick at the meat. What do you think?
Kama is the Spanish word for bed.
Yes, it is. I wonder why he knows that. You know what to do. Subscribe, please. We just finished the sashimi. That's poi. Can't wait to try it. The lomi lomi salmon tastes like salsa. Here's the ponzu. Ciao. Okay, here's our chili, sambal, chili pepper water, sliced chilies. This is Honey's kanpachi with macadamia nut crust and lobster. Here's the curry that we also ordered, and with the accoutrement, sambal and different chutneys. And here's Honey's angle. 20 seconds in, Honey. Look at that, we're ready to chow.
What do you think of it so far?
Looks exquisite. Can't wait to eat it. And the view is stunning. I must admit.
And follow the link below for feasts, description and opinions, all about what we're going through right now.
Oops. Okay, so here's our curry. There's mahi and kanpachi in here with kula vegetables, which is an upcountry. Chili pepper water, which you can shoot like a shot. Homemade sambal, sliced chilies. That's the accoutrement, like bananas, macadamia nuts, a chutney, and more sambal. And here's Honey's kanpachi, with a macadamia nut crust. There's lobsters in there, and I think there's a bit of lobster tail. And what do you think?
So far, so good. Certainly different than fish and chips.
Definitely different.
Okay, we've just had our entree served to us at Mama's Fish House, where incidentally there was no dress code and there was no Wi-Fi because Mama wants everybody to concentrate on the food, view, and each other. Anyway, so this is going to tell you more about this. Just follow the link. Hello. Well, we're tucking into our tucker. And Feast is going to tell you a bit more about it. Are you not?
Oh, I'd love to. Wait, film me.
I'll film you.
Fried rice. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So we just got, this is a curry, which is delicious. I think it's a red curry with a coconut milk, local kula vegetables, kanpachi, and mahi. I let her know that the rice has a little bit of a dry crust, which I'm used to. When I make rice, it's at the bottom of the pot, but not very pleasant on the palate. So she offered us some coconut rice instead.
And look at the bowl. It's like fish shaped.
Can't wait to try it. And here we have, I asked for chili because you know I love spicy food. This is sambal. This is chili pepper water. Some people just drink this like shots. This is sliced chili. We got macadamia nut, banana, more sambal, and a chutney, which we didn't try yet. And then here's Peter's lobster and macadamia nut. He's been tucking in. I haven't had a bite yet, subscribers.
And it is very good, I have to admit. And you're in danger here of me eating all of it, which cannot happen because you're the expert and I'm not.
So.
Oh, I've got one of these fellas as well.
Okay, I'll give it back to the man. Go ahead.
Whoops. Finger must not block the meat. Well, here on the right-hand side is the bit of Mama's fish house that's closest to the beach. And you'll see there is a bit of this bit immediately in front of me. There's no windows there, so it's a little bit al fresco, except of course it's covered. And then you've got the bit over there further away, which I guess there's windows. I can't really tell. Anyway, but it's all covered anyway, so none of it's outside. Like al fresco, or like in the fresh. Anyway, and then you can see here, but you can see the view. The view is obstructed by all these palm trees. And of course, if you're in a restaurant, you probably don't really get to see the top of the palm trees. You just get, well, maybe you do. It depends where they are. But you sort of get this sort of view that you see now. So it's not so bad. But you have to be at the bit of that restaurant that's closest to the water. And of course, not every seat is. Anyway, here we go. There's a feast there with Lady the dog. And this is another attempt to find some Hawaiian green turtles. Apparently they're the ones that come here, according to that sign there. Anyway, here we are. And the other thing, this really isn't a swimming beach. You can see there's a whole bunch of rocks there, and then it flattens out a bit. I guess that's all rock actually, not sand. And then the other side of it, you can kind of see how the water is. So this isn't the best snorkeling or swimming at all. And we have seen a few green turtles a few minutes ago in the water, and they didn't particularly look as though they were having a nice time with it either. So Lord knows why they decided to sort of venture out. I'm looking for one, yeah, and it's difficult to see them, to be honest, because they tend to be just like dark shadows on the surface. So what you're seeing is, of course, their backs. Don't really see their heads. Every now and then you do. But of course, they're tiny. So, I mean, there could be some out there right now, but just can't see them. So every now and then they do hold themselves out. And say last time they were there on that side of the beach. But say just up to the right is Buka Path. That's probably the wrong way of pronouncing it. But anyway, state park, and there's normally about 40 of them pulled out. Just hanging around, relaxing, recovering. Anyway, and of course, down there a few miles, and a few miles, I'm not sure, 6 miles maybe, is, maybe less than that, 5, is the airport, Maui's main airport. And as the lady whose house we're staying in said, nowhere in Maui is more than 45 minutes away. That's probably not strictly true. She said except for Hana, but if you go up to the northwest coast, like what's it called, Kapalua or something, I think that's going to take more than an hour. But it's it's going to be right in there. Not a great deal, is it? At the end of the day. Anyway, so that's and that's the view of this fish house. Anyway, and I mean, days like today, it's all very pleasant, isn't it? But of course, there was a bit of rain this morning, so I guess there is a rainy season, and it depends what part of the island you're on as well. That's another factor. Where we are, we're on the north side, and more rain, more surf, more wind. Great if you like surfing, but of course all the resorts are on the other side, or on the west side, and that's why they're there, because there's less wind, less surfing, and less rain. Anyway, what have you got to say about it, lady? She normally follows me. Actually, she's like a bit of a shadow, but I think she's a bit pooped out. She seems to be quite content just resting. And lady, the four-legged one as well.